We're rising from the ashes with the day to trial former. What's a trial former? I don't know what that means. But anyway, let's go! The prosecutor killed a detective, apparently. And it's probably framed, but she's also confessing to the crime, which is weird. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defense is called trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. But I'm a defense attorney. Because I'm cool like that. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. What's up? I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Alright, let's do this. Hey, it's back with me and Edgeworth. Let's go.
Court is now in session for the trial, Miss Lena Sly.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. Is that why we haven't been doing stuff? We've been traumatized. I hoped that personal feelings would not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement. Chief Prosecutor Elena Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow. He's much more forceful than I thought. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. So the judge really is wolfing it down. For you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star, don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Mr. Star was a detective? Miss Star? Ah. I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up. Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who is this lady? If I may have the court's attention over here. The parking lot is the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose it's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? Oh, that was the judge. The crime took place by a car in the back of the A block. In the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valid witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Starr. Wait, are they talking about me? Yo. Witness's testimony. Somehow, I always knew they would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunch box to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to the garage car. The chief prosecutor was holding her knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Press.
Hard. Hold it up.
How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods which always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue. Okay. This boyfriend. He's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several.
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard room is in the lot, in block A block. It's up on the second level, as you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by the car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in the B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Could she have seen it? You sensed something, so you were saying you had a premonition of the murder. It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, Well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with the order of an old cheese to match. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it?
Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me, I'll fry you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that line somewhere else. Could you cry? Plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of a lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took the picture. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more of a witness. Why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most definitely defendant. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lena Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad. Surprise, set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Didn't they say there were no prints on it?
There's no prints on the knife. We'll try it. I'm pretty sure, because the knife doesn't have any prints on it, which is very odd. Okay. Well, there's no prints on the knife. I'm confused. Was she holding... I hate you guys. Okay. Whatever. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense is a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Mr. Starr's testimony is flawless. It's pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me feel calmer. Don't smile like that. We already pressed everything. Edgeworth, okay. Hold on. I didn't mean to press that. I meant to press present. Let's double check where the flesh wound is. Where's the autopsy? Yep, through the fence. Chest wound, yep. What's the... I'm so confused. Does he keep pressing until... Did I miss one? Oh, I pressed for the first one. No. She was laid off, and she's biased. We got that. Second level. No, confused. Maybe I have to, oh, maybe I have to press more on the one that she already presented the photo on. Okay, hold on. Edgeworth. Oh yeah, we already did this. Weird case, it really is. Inches long. If the knife doesn't have prints on it. I've pressed everything, but I'm not seeing any. Okay, I pressed on everything. So there's gotta be like some sort of evidence. Okay, hold on. We already did this. Shut up, Edgeworth. Wire fence. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, hold on. Traces of victim's blood.
Chest wound. Harris, what did you say? The crime photo. Is there? Oh, there's no knife in her right hand. Hold on. See a knife. You could try that.
Objection!
Hey. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Guy stab the victim with her knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why isn't she holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, right? What do you mean, Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Objection!
And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? Yeah, well duh. I already knew that. That's why I didn't present the photo. Or, like, originally. But it's a black and white photograph. Yes, it is hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem. Except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take this kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Sure. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating. Like a robot. She killed without pain and remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Objection!
There's no motive. Premeditated? How did you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands on that photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Those gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
Hold it!
What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
Objection!
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one could make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them all thinking it was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. We've got to think of a way to show that it wasn't premeditated. It's only flesh, man. We can make it. Oh shoot! I pressed the button. I didn't mean to do that. Go. Okay. Present. What proves it wasn't premeditated? Isn't the knife usually in his toolbox? Doesn't the knife kind of prove it's not premeditated?
Objection!
Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. I have a feeling by doing this, what's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? I have a feeling that this is going to make Edgeworth look guilty. They're going to say that he helped plan the murder. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lena Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she also not prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Oh. Wow. Poor baby. Order, order, order. Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. I don't know about that. Right. I believe the next lunch she'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Ugh. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lena Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, prosecutor. Suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now. Doing it again. Angel's deduction. Lena Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge that knife in again and again. Again and again. Bro. It does sound a lot like premeditation. So I ordered a pizza. Does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defendant may not cross-examine the witness. You just said that she stabbed him twice, and that's not correct. You're so stupid. Hold on. Yeah, like, you're so stupid. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss, I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. You're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk! He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness... You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looks above me. Her red muffler? I can't see. It's black and white. Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. She can easily get hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook it for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance! Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns off the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, would it depend on the size of the candle? Add more wax, something? Obviously, more scientific.
It's not on.
Bruh, you're so stupid.
Objection!
She's not wearing it. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevailed. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But there was a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect? Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition, off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what I had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You're quite determined about that scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is kind of a snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination. That's impossible that this happened right away. Because she called her sister. And you're stupid. $518 in the murder. $512. And $530.
Objection!
Ah, I put it at the wrong time. Ah, you're so stupid. What the heck? No, that's right. I just put it at the wrong time, I swear. You people annoy me. This game's stupid. She made to escape? Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dog lard with something, huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum line, but it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right! It doesn't make any sense that she would run right from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent! More mysteries! I wish we could have solved a few before finding more, though. So this guy tried to run? I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me.
Hold it!
So, where is this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There's a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then?
Hold it!
You say quickly, were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details? Yeah. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing. The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. She couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. How did this guy not get away?
Hold it!
She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word. So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon headed upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Stark. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall. That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order, and so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was overheard. Why couldn't she? Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha, I was going to say that's the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. She picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during the time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright?
Hold it!
Oh, there's a wall in the way. She can't see it. Oh shoot, I forgot I did this. Okay, hold on. The layout of the building, right? Because she can't actually see anything. Yeah, there's a freaking wall in the way. You would have seen that, stupid. Present the evidence.
Objection!
Objection!
Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lena Sky.
Objection!
The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in the B block, you couldn't have seen it. What?
Order. What is the meaning of this?
It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies.
Objection!
That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about what she saw, the order of events, where she saw it. Where she saw it, maybe? Miss Sky, you tried to use the friend zone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location.
Objection!
A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one.
Objection!
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until points in one direction. I don't know. Was she in the security room?
Take that!
Is that right? This is the only place she could have been. The security guard room. Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There's many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned, today a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order. Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Starr lie? It doesn't make sense. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't have changed anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. This photograph. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands.
Objection!
It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Starr witnessed a crime for the security guard station, but she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what would change? Difference in lighting, distance to the crime, angle of view to the crime, right? Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle, what do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and she would have sort of more of a 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Really? Are you kidding me? Mr. Wright, let's review. But doesn't that make sense? Where's the security key?
I hate you guys. Difference in lighting? Or distance to the crime? Okay. I don't know, bro. It changes the distance between her and the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness, you? Yes. You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PBJ lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass wall station. Before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene, but the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in the B block. That's quite a detour. Probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. The spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this?
Objection!
Objection! 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. Huh? I've got lunch boxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I would... But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time it was different. Miss Skye dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Well then, seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright! That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Ooh, a triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about the decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland model says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Again? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One, of course, was the victim's. The other's blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lena Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless. Decisive evidence. There was a blood found on that shoe? Try lunch then for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. I thought we were done. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had a blood test performed? Didn't I mention? I had 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really? The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. You're kidding me, bro. Crazy.
Hold it!
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, all that stuff. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This is when the suspect is admitting she did it. False testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
Hold it!
And you found this shoe in the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor, then noticed the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. You brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in the court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there are 2 types of blood found on the shoe. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, Rookie? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, A, B. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone from Miss Lane's skies. The suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. Someone like it hot, Mr. Rapp? Sound like your client. She's enough in hot water to make a whole vat of soap. Mr. Wright, do you or do you not have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. If I'm not imagining things, I say there is one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes, you're still a young rookie. I'll give you a pepper fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem. What is the problem? What's the splatter? Okay. So let's look at the bottom of the shoe. I wonder if you noticed, there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood at the bottom of her shoe? I don't see anything here.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints on the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe.
Objection!
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints.
Objection!
These guys are just having fun. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order! Well, witness, what, huh? Great going, right? But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. You were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside and kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I lack your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belts in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum, kicked over by the chief prosecutor, was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over an oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the blood stains that would become evidence against her. What? That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Guy's right hand was hurt. Did she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But, enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lena Skye. Hold it? Why? Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. What? Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the Coffle Queen. Look at this. A photograph? I just had it in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the wet shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in the photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help at all. It's not your fault. I knew we could win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm so confused. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. Objection!
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can I hand down any verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, it can't wait. No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right? Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with the photograph. I don't know. Okay, well, there's the shoe. There's the knife. I don't know. Stab wound to chest. In trunk of car. Shoe. Blood. Watch. Coat. Why is... Where did she even get this photo? The knife was found in him, yes? I wish I could, like, go back. I'm so confused. Okay. Trunk is open. We're laying down. Stab wound. We have a sock. I guess the shoe... Is there even blood on the shoe, though? I can't tell. Let's click on the shoe.
Take that!
I don't know. Well, it's probably here, don't you think? As your elder, Mr. Wright, let me give you a piece of advice. When you point at something, at least remember to keep your eyes open. I believe he's trying to say no one's falling over your bluffs, Mr. Wright. Open your eyes, Wright. Think scientifically. What are you talking about? Oh, it didn't cut. What's the problem? We can't see the victim?
Take that!
Nope, he said no. Where is it at? What am I looking at? Okay, thank goodness they didn't, like, cut out my chances. Is the car going? What's in here? What's that? The problem is here. I did see that. The car's running? What is that? I don't know what that is. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Oh, is that the paper? Wait a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor. You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photo. A muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
I think I have that. Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this case is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what's on your mind, Mr. Wright. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth is in the muffler is related to the case. Found in the car trunk? I think this is it, right? I think it's this. I think that's what it is. It's gotta be this thing, right?
Take that!
Well, Your Honor, how do you feel about that? Actually, I don't feel well at all. I have this pounding headache. No, I mean, what do you think about the... I'm afraid the reason for the headache is you, Mr. Wright. Hey! That cloth is found in the car's muffler, right? Muffler. Where have I heard that word recently? Muffler. Muffler? What about a muffler? I don't understand. Alright, I needed help. But that's fine. Alright. Muffler? How is that a contradiction? How is that a contradiction? I don't understand. Oh, I tried. I wanted to press phones. I don't really know how this is a contradiction. I guess the muffler. Because she said muffler, I guess. That's so stupid. Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. What? Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Are we done yet? This is getting crazy. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. It's about time. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we find any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it, at least for now. The court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry. To be continued. Hey. Save my progress up to this point. Yeah. Yeah. Is this still trial? Okay, well, we'll do part 2 later. But that was interesting and fun, and I'm tired and need food. Bye, guilty parties, Edgeworth. I don't like you anymore.